Right, anyway, we've pulled the carb off. It's the next day. We have ripped the carb off. We've torn it down into its component parts, and I have to be honest, it's relatively clean inside. I couldn't actually find a smoking gun, so I have blown it all through with brake cleaner. You're supposed to use that on carbs. Don't know, well, I did anyway. Same shit, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I've blown it all through. I've also got my airline. I've blown everything through, cleaned it best I can. Don't know if it's going to make any difference, but let's pop that all together. That's going to take me about 20 minutes. For you, it'll be about 2 seconds. Right, it's all back together, and I haven't tried it. I genuinely haven't tried it. In fact, I'm going to give it about 10% chance of running properly. And the reason for my pessimism is, oh, that's fucking caught up there. I didn't find a smoking gun. Fucking tubes jammed in there. That's better. There was no block jets that I could see. There was no smeg in the carb. There was nothing I could find. All I've done is cleaned it out and blew all the passages, and job's a good one. With regards to a rebuild kit, from what I can see, there's no Kawasaki rebuild kit by Kawasaki. I mean, there's plenty on the aftermarket, and particularly the Chinese market. Kawasaki do sell carburetor parts individually, like a jet here and a bowl gasket there, but it's a horrendously expensive way of buying it. And they've not got everything. A lot of the parts are not available. So it's the aftermarket, and in particular the Chinese market, where you can buy a kit for about 18 quid. But you can also buy a complete knockoff carb for 35 quid. So if I need to go down that route, that's the route I would probably take. But anyway, you never know, it might work. Now we've got a tube attached to the carburetor, and I've got a little squeezy bottle full of petrol, so we'll fill that up. It's a slow way of doing it. I should have had to cut the opening in this a bit bigger. Just talk amongst yourselves. Right, that's probably got enough to see if it's going to start. Right, here goes. Choke off, I think. Let's start. Remember, the carb is completely dry, so let's give it a bit of choke. Jove, I think we may have done it. I'm not sure. I'm going to get it up to temperature. Let's top that tube up again. it's going on. I'm not going to be able to get it up to temperature this way because I haven't got enough petrol in the pipe to do it, but see if we can get a bit of warmth in it. Get a screwdriver for the idle. It's certainly better. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get it up on the paddock stand so it's sitting straight, and I'm going to get it hooked up to the auxiliary fuel tank, and I want to get it right up to temperature and see how it's doing. But hopeful. Right, it's much better, but it's still not right. You can hear that. You can hear it's revving itself up. Revs much cleaner, but it's also very slow to idle back down. Sometimes it'll just, the RPMs will go so low it will stall, and other times it'll just start racing. So I'm a little unsure. There it goes again. Now also strangely, I have got a vacuum leak, I know I have, because I've got this pipe open. But look at what happens when I block it with my thumb. The revs are climbing. Which is the opposite to what I would expect. Anyway, I'm going to fuck about with it a bit longer. But I am leaning towards ordering that Chinese knockoff carb, 35 quid. See if that'll sort it out. Anyway, never meant to be easy, is it? Right, I've been fuck-arsing about with this for 45 minutes or so. I've tried all sorts. I cannot get it to run smoothly. I'm not entirely convinced that the problem is the carb, to be honest with you. But despite that, I've just thrown 35 quid at AliExpress, and we've got a Chinese knockoff one on its way. The only trouble is it's up to 2 months delivery, so we'll just have to crack on with other shit while we're waiting for that. Is that no, it's alright. Thought the front tyre had gone down again, but it hasn't. Possibly a slow puncher on that, I'm not sure. Possibly a slow puncher on the Enfield as well. Been on Marketplace a couple of days now. Not a single inquiry. Hey ho. Right. We're going to get on with something else. A couple of things I've been avoiding, which I need to stop avoiding. And that is, one, this tank. I have done bits and pieces to it, but I just don't like filling and sanding and what have you. So we've got to do that. We've also, I ain't got a fucking clue what I've done with them. The side panels which are in a fucking shit state, but I haven't seen them for quite some time. What have I done with them? Don't know what I've done with them. I've got a whole box of carburetors here, but I didn't bother checking to see if I've got one. Too late now. I've ordered it. I'm pretty sure there ain't though. Right, side pan. What have I done with them? So here we go. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, they're not good. They really need replacing. But that's probably not going to happen, because the side panels on any motorbike, I don't know what it is, but sellers seem to think they're made of gold. The prices they ask for them. That one's not so bad. It's got one broken tab on it. Yeah. There's guys on eBay, I don't know if they're genuine or not, but they're asking 78 quid for carb rebuild kits for that. Fucking ridiculous. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go in and make a nice cup of tea, I think. Which is just another excuse to avoid doing that tank. But I've got to do it. Right, onwards and upwards. Okay, I've been working on this tank, and I think I've got it as good as I'm going to get it. In fact, I'll go far to say I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm pretty sure if there's any professional bodywork people watching, probably laugh their bollocks off, but I think I've done quite well with that. So the next stage for that top is to get a coat of that yellow shit on it. Little rough bit there, but yeah, we're more or less there. Get a coat of that yellow shit, and by yellow shit I mean yellow shit, and then that will highlight any imperfections, which I'm sure there's a few, and then we can sort of smooth it off, get some primer on it, etc. But what I'm going to do first, I've just given this underside a bit of a rudimentary clean. I'm now going to get some degreaser and shit on it and get that as clean as I can. And the whole underside, I'm actually going to hand paint it in black Smooth-Right, just to give that some protection, and you won't see it because it's the underside, obviously. So that's my next job, and then we'll dry that overnight. Probably tomorrow we'll get a coat of that yellow shit on. I mean, I might as well crack on with this, because while I'm waiting for that carb, there's not much more I can do. Right, off we go. Right, that's done. We've got a nice thick old black of horrible paint, but it'll give it the protection it needs, and probably get another year or two out of it. So we'll let that dry overnight, come back tomorrow and see about start getting some filler primer and primer on that outside, see if we can make it look half decent. But for today, we're done. Hello, it's the next day, and we've got this paint dry on the underside of that tank. It's a nice thick old coat. That's gone on quite well actually. So the next thing to do is flip it over, and I am going to give that a 400 grit sandpaper all over. I'm going to get rid of this where this paint's bled through a little bit. 400 grit, and then we'll give it a good coat of yellow shit, and that's my last can of that, so hopefully one will be enough, because if it ain't, tough. And yeah, we'll see what it looks like. I mean, the filler to me looks absolutely fine, but getting an even coat of any colour on it will show up all the sins. Right, let me do that. Right, let's get a coat of this yellow shit on. Right, just gone fairly light. I think that filler might be showing through already, but we'll wait till we've got a full coat on. Yeah. Right, we're going to carry on with that, and I'll bring you back when I'm finished. Well, it's not actually bad. It's not brilliant, and probably very little of this is going to show up on camera. But I've got a very, very slight dent there. Dent? I want to say dent. Dent. Moving around the side where I've done a lot of the filler, there's a little mark there and a little mark there. There's a little mark there and a little mark there. All of them I can deal with knifing putty. And moving round, top don't look bad. A couple of dead insects. We'll deal with them bastards. And again where I've done the filler, there's a little mark there, and there's a little mark just there. Again, one there as well. All of them we can deal with knifing putty. And there's a couple of marks on this top bit. Don't matter though, there's a big chrome thing goes over the top of that, but I'll probably deal with them anyway. Right, I'm going to let that fully dry. Don't know how long it takes. Does it tell you how long to fully cure on this? How the fuck am I supposed to read that? I'll get my glasses later and have a look. Anyway, I'm just going to start dealing with these spotlights. They need wiring up. There's a couple of little things. I've got a black and a white, and I've got no idea which is live and which is neutral, or even if it matters. So we'll whip the top off and have a look at that. A few watermarks there, we need to polish it. What I want to deal with initially though are these U-bolts that I put on there. We've got an unsightly thread sticking out there, and I'll show you how I hope to make that look a bit prettier. This bloody camera, I can't see a thing. Right, are we there? Are we there yet? That sounds like my granddaughter. Are we there yet, Grandad? Right, first things first, a very thin cutting disc. Off with his head. 13mm spanner. And then we'll take that off, and the act of removing that nut will sort of clean the threads up as well. And then I bought these acorn nuts. So if I bought these a little while ago actually. So if we whip that, get a 13mm acorn nut. Do we need a washer? Let's put one on anyway. So on with the washer, on with the acorn nut. You can see where I'm going with this, can't you? No? Me neither. That's got it. Tighten that up. There we go. Now obviously I need to do that to 4 of them. But I'm sure you'll agree, much better. Right, I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3. Unfortunately, this shit needs 24 hours to cure. And I'm at work tomorrow, so I won't be able to do the next bit until next week. Fuck off, spider. And then when I fill the holes in with knifing putty and blow it over with some more yellow shit, then it will need another 24 hours. So that's going to take me a long time, and I can't do any more today. I was hoping it'd be a bit quicker than that. Anyway, acorn nuts. Where is it? Just there. You've got to agree that looks 10 times better. The bracket's a bit crude, but hey. Right, I am going to make an attempt. Oh, fucking grommet. That's no good. How's that going to be waterproof? For fuck's sake. I'll see if I've got any more. I've got to find out which is negative and which is positive on that, because I just don't know. I'm going to whip it open and have a look. I have a switch. I have a relay. I have a fuse holder. I have some cable. And in the shed I have all the electrical connectors and solder joints and everything up there that I need. The only thing missing is the intelligence to actually do it, because I haven't got a clue. I'm going to go online now, see if I can download a wiring diagram. I'm not going to film the whole thing because, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I might dip you in and out and show you as I make progress, but I'm going to attempt to wire it up. If it catches fire, I'll turn the camera on, because that would be good content, wouldn't it, watching the bike burn down. Anyway, I'm going to have a go at that, and let's see how we get on. Right, I will give you a progress so far report, which isn't a lot, to be honest with you. First thing I will say is these lights are an absolute shite. They're rubbish. Their quality is appalling on them, but they'll do for now. Once this is done, all the wiring will be there, so it'll be dead easy just to change the lights to some of better quality. Anyway, I have wired so far from the light down here to 1, and then from that light to here. So there's the 2 lights getting this far. I did think initially that I would wire 1 light to the other light and then bring just a wire off 1 light. The reason I didn't is because it meant I'd have to have 2 wires coming out of this, and there's only 1 hole. I didn't want to fuck about drilling it. I've also used this conduit, which is this shit. I had it laying about just to try and make it look a little bit better. What else? We've mounted the switch up there on the handlebars, but you know, it's going nowhere at the minute. And we have mounted the relay down there, because it's the only place I can really mount a relay. I've got to try and find a live that's only live when the ignition's turned on, which I'm hoping I can, there's some fuses there, I'm hoping I can tap off one of them, probably tap into that brown wire maybe, I don't know, we've got to find that. These black earths, I'm going to put them onto there, so this is where they'll end, which is why we ended the wiring here, and then the 2 lives will continue down, probably turn it into 1 live. I'm using these, what do you call it, where are they gone, these connectors here. You put your wires in, they've got a little low melt solder in the middle of them, and you wire them in. They're really good and they're waterproof once they're on. So yeah, that's where we've got so far, so I'll carry on. Oh dear, right, that has taken me a couple of hours. Now I would love to explain what I've done, but as I don't fully know what I've done myself, I can't. I mean, I was blindly following a wiring diagram. It's confused the shit out of me, and I've just blindly wired it as per, you know, like following a sat nav and driving into a river, but the wiring version of that. Couple of things I'm happy with and a couple of things I'm not happy with. I think I've made a very neat job. I think I've squirreled that cable away, and I think I'm very happy with that. And as you can see, I've wrapped all the cables and what have you, tied them all up. It's all neat, it's lovely. A couple of things I'm not happy with. And again, I don't think this is my fault, but you will see I have a red wire going to ground. Right, it's going to terminal 85 on that relay, and the wiring diagram said terminal 85 goes to ground. So that's what I've done. Now the big question you're all thinking, and me too, is does it work? And do you know what? I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because I've wired in, as you can see here, 2 fuse carriers. Why 2? That's a good question. I don't know why 2. One of them is a switched live, which I've tapped off this brown wire here, and the other one is a constant live, which I've gone directly to the battery. Now the wiring diagram said a fuse on each, so I've wired in 2 fuse holders. The reason I don't know if it works or not is because I have no fuses. So at the moment, no, it doesn't. I've got to try and get hold of a couple of fuses, and then we'll find out if it works or not. Oh dear. Anyway, I think I've run out of time, so on this particular one I'm not going to be able to find out, but when I do, I'll switch it back on and see if it catches fire. Oh dear. Anyway, if anybody wants to comment on my my electrical prowess, please do. Why do you need a relay? I mean, you know, in the old days I would have just, when I was a young lad and wiring spotlights on my car, I would have just gone, I know it's wrong, but straight to the battery, straight to the switch, straight to the lights, no fuses, no relays, nothing. And they worked and nothing caught fire. Is that the right thing to do? Obviously not, but I've tried to do it properly. I don't know if I have done it properly. I'm waffling. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'll turn it on later. Cheers guys.